guys.
Hi, everybody. It's Linda G, and I'm here today with Kirsten, my buddy that introduced me to YouTube. I went
Hi,
back
everybody.
there. Did we ever say? I remember you asking me about Tupac years ago. Did we ever say that people that killed him would be found?
I don't remember. I remember, it's funny because you got Tupac really easily. He was super chatty. And he came through in a drunk tarot for me, and I wasn't reading on Tupac. I don't know how he came through or why he came through. And you know me. I don't love mediumship. You are like the resident medium. I'm not a huge medium person. So when I have like a half a glass of champagne, then I'm like, all right, we can talk to the ghosts. So he came through really chatty, and then this is very weird. So I was designing my 2024 content, and I said, I want to look at Tupac, which is totally random. It was before they arrested the guy. It was before we even knew, I was planning this in February. So I actually did a reading on Tupac for 2024. It's not out yet, obviously.
Yeah.
And thank God I record early. A lot of the stuff I record early in case I end up in the hospital or something, in case there's a disaster. So that's how I ended up with content for 23, because it was already done. So, but anyway, I did the 24 content. And Tupac comes through and he is adamant, and he says, they weren't after me, they were after Suge. They weren't trying to kill me, they were trying to kill Suge. And I mean, he is adamant about it. And then about a week later, Suge Knight comes out with an article and says, they weren't after Pac, they were after me. Gives me chills. It gives me chills.
Oh my God.
But that video that you did with Tupac is up, and I do believe it is up on YouTube, so people can go check that out.
Yeah, it's one of our first videos. Because you had the lights, you had everything so nice, and I was like, I could never do this. Needless to say.
Yeah, look at you now.
You right. Your questions. Thank you guys for the questions. So the elephant in the room, this whole thing with Palestine and Israel. Now, apparently, I predicted a terrorist action would take place on September 26th. And I also had this woman. Wow. She kept showing up. I said, who's like some woman? There was a woman here. Now I realized after the fact that it was Dianne Feinstein. She died 2 days later.
Oh.
So her death and then this assault, a terrorist action. So have you gotten any hits? I feel so sick to my stomach because they burned children alive, and it was terrible.
I know. I don't love tuning into stuff like that because it's so devastating. It's so devastating. And prior to it, my guides were telling people on my, channel, they were saying, hey, it's about to go crazy. Like, things are about to go nuts, and you guys have to, get into some really good energy because things are about to get really gnarly. I think we're going to see an extended conflict here. And right now, this not an astrologer, so but I'm a hobbyist astrologer, and Mars and Pluto were in a square. Mars is the god of war, planet of war. Mars and Pluto are in a square, right? I think it was exact when this attack happened, and then war was formally declared. So that's part of the astrology. We're also in eclipse season right now, so that's part of it. I think we're going to see something extended here, and I think it can go one of two ways. I think they could drag a lot of people into it. I don't know if you're feeling that too with the United States. I think they can drag a lot of other countries into it. I have a question for you about this, by the way. But it could just be them and they're doing their thing, but it will be extended, or they could drag us into it and it could get very gnarly. My question is this. So I saw this on TikTok. Somebody said they believe that Iran has paid for Hamas. They paid, basically, that this attack was bought and paid for by Iran.
Yeah.
And that a bunch of Israeli security had been breached, and nobody knows how Hamas managed to do it. Now, this person on TikTok connected a bunch of dots and said, well, Donald Trump gave a bunch of information to Russia. Russia has been giving information to Iran, and Iran gave the information to Hamas in order to facilitate this attack. And they think that the reason Putin decided to release the information now is because he thinks it's going to help him win the war in Ukraine, that the US is going to pivot all of its resources to Israel and leave Ukraine in the dust. What do you see? I'm very curious.
The first person I saw when this came up was Putin. Not Iran, I saw Putin. But I definitely see Hamas nearly getting wiped out. The problem is they're going to hurt innocent Palestinians just trying to live. And they're not anything to do with Hamas. And they're going to be naked on the streets. It's terrible. With no goal except to try to destroy everything. And I think I've never trusted Netanyahu. I think he's a liar. Agreed. I think he's going overboard on a "you will pay" vengeance. You know what? Be careful with the vengeance talk, because that's not going to help you. And the other thing I just found out before I came on. Remember how he said that was fake news about Saudi Arabia tried to warn them? Well, our intel, a guy just said, well, that's weird because we got the news from Saudi Arabia, something was going on.
Oh,
I wonder how he missed it. I wonder how he knew. He didn't miss it. He knew. He was hoping this would happen. Will it take away monies from Ukraine? I don't see it taken away. I don't see it.
I don't think it will. I think it was a plan that Putin had, that he really thought that this was going to be the plan. I'm going to give this information, and US is going to go full Israeli and not give money to Ukraine. And I don't think it's going to work either. I really don't. I agree with you completely.
For entertainment purposes only. I got to tell you something, girlfriend. You know, you're much younger than me, but you know, I'm 70 now, and I've lived through, you know, living with nuclear bomb threat, getting under your desk with RFK, JFK, Martin Luther King, with 9/11, with the Vietnam War, with, you know, COVID, and my kids, they lived through COVID, and then this terrible ex-president Trump was just, and then the Jews will not replace us gang, and just the ugly hatred. I mean, today I actually felt that overwhelming sadness. I'm losing a little hope, but I know the guides are like, you know, knock it off. Because it's through, this is free choice. This is what man goes through. This has been going on since before I was born. Think of your would probably be your grandmother, my parents and my grandparents, World War II and World War I and the Depression. So we go through these things and we can choose how we come out of it. But I just hate, you know, because there's no such thing as death. That high I get as a medium reading people on the other side, it's just beautiful. So, I mean, but it's just, I can't imagine being a parent watching your child be assassinated in front of you. I just can't imagine it.
No.
And they kill the animals too. You know how we feel about our dogs.
I know. It's this, I mean, I have to say this. And my guides always say this, and I know it can be kind of controversial, but my guides always say, man, look away from this stuff. Don't look at this stuff, because it's not going to enhance your life. And the better energy you have, the more energy it brings up on the planet. So when you and I hold really beautiful energy, and our listeners and our followers and everybody, they hold this beautiful energy, it's actually more helpful than going.
But the bottom line is shit's going to happen. Shit's going to happen.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only. You know, I worked in an emergency room. I saw families' lives change at a drop of a hat from a bullet. So there's a reality, and also, like you said, probably for me, it wouldn't be delving into. Understand that there's no such thing as death, and that they are in a better place. But it's just the ugliness of mankind. It's really something.
I know. And I you know, I do have to wonder, we've been living under this patriarchy for thousands of years now, thousands of years. And I wonder when there's a shift, are we going to have these kinds of situations where there's a lot of violence and a lot of war? Because the male energy is not balanced right now. It hasn't been balanced for ages. And I think that's the result of a lot of the things that we're seeing.
Did you hear what President Ford said to that young girl? It's all on video years ago.
No.
When he was
No,
still
no.
alive. She said, Mr. President, do you think there'll ever be a female president? And I'll find it for you and send it to you. And he said, well, I think there'll be a male president that dies and a female will take his place. And when that happens, he said it's over for males because it'll be females after that. Isn't
that feels premonitory.
I
mean, that feels
I'll send it to you.
Oh, wow. Oh, that gives me chills.
Isn't that something?
Hmm.
So, but my friend Andre, who you have on your show too, he's been saying 25 is when we start kind of getting over this peak here.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen other astrologers say that as well. It's we're still kind of in it, and we get to 25 and things start to calm down more. Or 25, yes. 26, we're in more normal astrology for lack of a better term. But yeah, I've heard other people say that as well.
And and you're a Scorp, so you're a strong person. And normally I'm pretty strong, but it's just when Ukraine got hit, I was overwhelmed. And then this, and but we have to stay strong for our peoples. You have to give them a reason why.
Yep.
So that's what I'm concentrating on now, because a lot of this is karmic too.
Oh yeah.
But these people are getting taken down. But the problem is a lot of these innocents will be taken down with them. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think someone went to Netanyahu and told him, look, you can't go in there and just randomly wipe out a bunch of I was going to say Pakistans. I just went blank.
Palestinians.
Palestinians, just because they might be hoarding. No, we go in there and you save people that are prisoners. They're going to go down in the tunnels.
Yeah.
I'm seeing bad news with the prisoners. I don't know how many they'll get, but
it's going to be protracted. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a very, very, very ugly thing.
And Kirsten, like you say, and this is the truth too, because all the people we've read. You want to tell people, because a lot of us live in fear. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm ashamed of myself. But you can't live life in fear, because then you're not with the living. Life is for the living. So God forbid something happened today. I go to the store and I'm shot in the grocery store or something. Of course I'm like my mother. Did you wear clean underwear? I go to the worst case scenario. But I would rather know that I lived in the time I was alive, even though I was taken out by some horrible fate. And I would like to know that my kids know beyond a reasonable doubt, besides me haunting their asses, that I'll always be alive, So yep. You're right. I'm so glad I talked to you today, because when I do my little private thing for everybody, I'm going to tell them, because you were saying, just look away. I think more so what you're also saying is just don't consume that information. Not that we're not being in mercy and praying for mercy for these people.
Right. And compassionate. Yes.
But you got to stay strong.
Yeah.
You have to take the oxygen before you pass it to the kids.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. I have seen, and the thing is, I don't want to devolve into like this big discussion, but when you start to scroll on social media, it's like I'm being inundated with war. And every time, especially as a sensitive, but every time I see it, I go, okay, the media is feeding us this stuff. And you have to just take the information that you feel like you need, send out your compassionate energy, and be done. Because they're all over it. They're feeding us a steady diet of it, and I'm like, I get people want to be informed, and I understand that that's their job, but I need this much. I don't need this much.
Well, listen, these past days, I'll watch a little, what I can handle. And then I'm putting on Laurel and Hardy. I recorded a full weekend of Laurel and Hardy, laughing my ass off.
I love them.
Okay. So we're not doing personal questions today, you guys. Oh, Catherine says she's never seen us together. You just haven't gone back far enough. we
Yeah.
probably were doing stuff 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah, easily, easily.
So I will tell you, predictive wise, I will tell you that I'm seeing, like you said, a little more extended. It might be other countries trying to butt in, but I see Putin going down sooner than later. And I know I've been saying that till I'm blue in the face, but something's up with him.
No, so have I. I've been saying the same thing. The man does not die a natural death. I've been saying this from day one. Um, but his energy, if you look at the man's energy, so this is how I see people when they're near death. I can sense it. I think it's a Scorpio thing. It's creepy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but
Scorpios are real good at that.
I look at people and I go, oh God, there's death on them. And with Putin, I start to see when I see death on somebody, it's really weird, but I see a rope. I guess it's kind of the phrase, I'm at the end of my rope kind of a thing. So I start to see a rope. It's the weirdest thing, but I see this rope and it gets shorter and shorter. And as shorter it gets, when I keep looking at the person, the closer they get to passing. And with Putin, just in the last, I would say maybe about 5 or 6 months, I see the rope.
Okay. Yeah, because he's definitely,
And
I can feel
years.
it. He's
could
going
take
out.
years, but yeah, agreed. I think he knows it, and I think this is his last ditch effort at he always wanted to dominate the world, and I think he knows he's on his way out, and this is his swan song.
And I think we might not find out right away. They'll try to keep a little secret, but I see them announcing that he's gone. And you know what? The world will not be sad. Girl, we'll be I don't even drink anymore, but I'll be popping that champagne bottle.
I'll get you some alcohol-free champagne.
Hey, serving it to the dogs. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Ed, do you see the IRS coming after Trump? Sky blue, grass green? What are you feeling?
You and I did a Trump IRS reading in 2017.
Oh, girl, pray tell. What did we get?
It's on my channel and it says Trump's IRS scandal. Okay. We did it. And we said then the IRS was going to come get this guy. We said the IRS and the FBI. We were like, he's going down. We said in 2017, we were telling people, just wait. The guy's going to go down. He's going to go down. Just wait, just wait, just wait. And I know people were going, but I want it now, but I want it now. And we were going, nope, it's going to take some time.
And
but
it's 6 years later, but yeah.
We said the IRS was coming after this guy.
When this thing comes down with New York, look out. When that's all done and dusted, they'll be coming in filing charges again. He knows it too. Trump knows it too.
Oh, he knows. He knows. This man is going to get convicted of so many things. So many. I have to put in the T. There's not even a T in that word, and I have to say it. So many things. He is going to get convicted of so much. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a party.
Yeah, a big party. Let me tell you, I'll be partying. I'll be dancing out on the street. Just like when I predicted Trump was going to lose, I said people will be out on the street, and they sure were. I made some. Really I'll make some good money that night. So anyway, this is a weird question. Is there any chance that wait, my question goes back to where are the children of Maui? And is there any chance that a land grab was planned by major corporations, that this was planned all along?
No.
I don't
get it. The Maui fire was absolutely caused by humans. It was, and I saw it ages ago when, it first happened. It was caused by human negligence or
they have it on video. They're filming it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was on purpose, but I think it was absolutely a huge mistake made by a person. I don't think it was planned for a land grab. I don't. I think that when something like that happens, the vultures swoop in.
But they desperately thought they'd go in there and land grab. Oh, now they're offering them a chunk for that. They want to make that a nice big community with top-notch hotels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are holding on. This is a family piece of land. No, we're not. But I see them slowly but surely, because it takes so long to replace anything. They might go ahead and sell.
I know. And the aid when it comes to Maui, I was seeing it sort of like it was the Trump Puerto Rico thing where it just like it's so slow to come. The aid is going to be, and they're going to need more than they think they need. And it's rough for Maui. It's really rough.
I know, it's so sad. Hey, uh, my two friends came to visit from Arizona. They were passing through the neighborhood. So we went out and saw Carol at Benicia. Angel Heart for you.
Oh,
Hey, you guys, Carol wants me to say hi to everybody. She said, go online and buy her stuff. I guess they're really low on business out in Benicia.
you know what? There is a recession and people don't want to admit it. I mean, every small business I know is struggling. Every single one.
Even the restaurants.
Yes, every single one. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, my business, it's funny because it didn't hit right after COVID. It was kind of like, okay, we're doing this, we're doing this. And then when inflation hit, I mean, it impacted my business. It impacted every small business owner I know. I saw restaurant closures across the board. It's still ongoing. And I think the government doesn't want to admit it's going on.
Yeah,
I
because
really think
Carol
they
used
don't.
to always be busy and it slowed
Oh,
way
yeah.
down. And you know that Chinese place across the street, which was always busy,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
hardly got any. I keep waiting for them to be closed.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's
Then
rough.
we went to that Bella restaurant. I
Yeah.
love that restaurant.
I love Bella.
It was actually pretty busy. So, anyway, so the real estate, that's what they're asking about. What do you pick up on real estate right now? Because these guys are agents, real estate agents. Right now on FDA it's 7% and the regular loan is 8%.
So real estate in general,
Yeah.
it's so weird because in California we live in this very bizarre bubble where everything is expensive no matter what.
But you know, my first house was 11% and that was in 1976.
Damn.
But it was only
Wow.
33.5.
That was my parents. I think they paid $40,000. You know, real estate, I think status quo. I don't see huge shifts coming one way or another, and I don't think that the interest rates are going to be moving one way or another either. I think they're kind of sitting where they're sitting.
I feel I don't know why I got this, but I'll say it again. I feel like even the government is going to do that thing where they help first-time home buyers again. They got something that they'll help home buyers. So we'll see. So good day to you both. This is from Dakota. Will any of the red states turn blue or purple in 2024?
That's a good question. I think you're going to see more purple than you have in the past.
Oh, good.
I do. I do. I think so. I don't know that you're
still,
going to
Florida's still red.
Florida, Florida, and it's such a beautiful state. I love Florida. I was there for the first time I think it was last year. I don't know. I'm all fuzzy since like, you know, the hospital death thing. But it was my first time there and I was like, oh my God, I love this place. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And it's so beautiful. And then you have all these, you know, you have DeSantis and all this crazy stuff going on. I feel bad for Florida.
You know, Tris had a house built right out there from the ocean. I'm supposed to go out there probably November. Overlooking the ocean. 3 stories. They said I got my own personal room. I said, that's what I'm talking.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, you're gonna have to give him a big hug from me.
I will. He's doing really good. He just, you know, him and I went through cancer at the same time, and he just had his scan and it's cancer free.
Yes, yes.
So I want to ask about the other elephant in the room. Steve Scalise was, I think, 113. Will he actually get enough points to become the speaker?
He might. It's not going to be Jordan.
I knew Jordan wasn't going to be it.
It's not going to be Jordan. But I read on this last week and I said, you know, they're going to pick somebody, because to me, Scalise is not a big name, you know. And I said, they're going to pick somebody that's not a big name. Like, we're all going to go, oh, you picked that person, huh? Like, we're all going to go.
He is like a white supremacist, but, you know, he's not going to be in there very long.
No. So it might be Scalise. It really might. I know it's going to be somebody where we're all kind of like, okay, that's it's not going to be Jordan for sure. And you know, part of the reason I wonder Matt Gaetz went in on all this is because he was trying to get Jordan in as speaker. You know, oh, we should elect my mentor. You know what, Matt Gaetz?
And also the big slap in the face is against Trump, because he gave a thumbs up to Jordan, and everybody said, nah, we're not into him.
Yep.
So yeah, I bet Matt Gaetz is, because you know, Scalise will tell people off.
Yeah. I mean, I think it could be him, to be honest. To me, I just keep going. It's like a no name. It's like somebody it's some random dude, and we're all just like, okay, you pick that one. All right, fine. And then you know what's funny? Whoever they get to do this job, he's gonna really suck at it.
Good.
He's gonna
Another one.
really suck at it. Poor McCarthy. You gotta feel bad because McCarthy went in there. I feel compassion for everybody. That's just everybody's like, oh God, Kirsten, stop. But I can't help myself. McCarthy goes in there and makes all these deals with the devil, and he's like, all right, yeah, Boebert, you can have what you want, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, you can have what you want. And he makes this, and then he gets fired. I mean, can you imagine making all these deals with the devil, making all these promises, trying so hard? He gets humiliated because they don't put him in. They do all these votes and he can't get in.
Where he really blew it, because the Democrats would have helped keep him in, but he shouldn't have went. They made a deal with him on the budget, and he went out and said, well, the Democrats were stopping me. Flat lie.
Yep. He could have had some help. He shot himself in the foot. All that. It's so humiliating too. Like, to go down in history as the first person removed as speaker. God.
Listen, you got to do a Google search. I'll find it and put it on my YouTube. The guy that talked about how frail Biden is and this and that, because I think Biden slipped on the stairs one time going up Air Force One. There's a video out right now, and it's for real video of him, of Tuberville, coming out an airplane, and a woman's down a little far, and he's coming with a suitcase, and he flies down the stairs. That's karma in action. Talk about God. Biden is just too much. Everybody's saying karma. How about you? Do you have a question you want to look at?
How badly do you think George Santos is going to get super convicted of things?
That's a good one. Oh, he's already written that he won't give Scalise a vote if he doesn't promise to not remove him. He has a right to due process as everybody else. I don't know why, and you guys can tell me later, but I don't feel him getting any kind of deal from Scalise. Scalise thinks he's scum.
No, this man is going to be an absolute pariah, I think. I don't think his own people don't want to deal with him. Republicans don't want to deal with him. And I think there's more. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to this house, pull up the floorboards, and there's money under them.
Yeah, he's a liar. I deserve due process, but he was up there commenting about somebody, of how did they need to leave. Who was it that did something stupid? And they said, oh, well, he was commenting about Menendez, how he needs to step down. You got a lot of nerve, sucker. Do you think enough a percentage of humanity, this is Gemma, will be waking up in order to make a difference and have more love in this world? I think it's already made a difference. I do see more love.
I love that question. This is really weird, but I haven't been a big Dolores Cannon person, but I got it. This is so random, but I got an Audible credit, and I was like, I don't know, I'll just buy this random Dolores Cannon book. So I've never read any of her stuff.
Which one was it? Do you remember?
Oh my God, what was it?
You got it on audio?
I got it on Audible, yeah, and it was it's not the Convoluted Universe. Oh, the 3 waves of volunteers is what it was.
Okay.
The 3 waves. Volunteers coming in to raise the frequency of the earth. And so I'm listening to it as I'm cleaning my house, and I'm like, it's freaking me out because I'm going, oh my God, my guide said that. Oh my God, I saw that in a vision. Oh my God, my guide said that too. So I'm going, oh crap, she's legit. And I always thought she was kind of nuts, but now
but she doesn't claim to be psychic or anything. She's just talking.
No. She regresses these people, and they just start coming out with this information. They're not even psychic.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff she was saying got verified, and they talk about how the planet, it's been the frequency has already been raised. I think we're going to continue to raise it and continue to raise it. We're on an upward trajectory with that.
And if you,
even though it's like we're not.
yes. And if you think about it, Trump kind of started this because he sort of brought us together. We were all so shocked that that he won.
You know, that is the one thing I will never for the life of me, because you and I both looked at it. You and I both said it's Hillary, it's Hillary, it's Hillary. You and I were just as shocked as everybody else.
It's a good thing I didn't have a show then.
Yeah, I think they would be like, these people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. But I was so sure he was going to lose. I knew that he was going to lose this time in 2020.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I don't know why that 2016 election was so obscured for almost every psychic I know.
I also think a lot of underhandedness and behind the door stuff. You know, he worked with Russia. Russia helped him, and Russia had no problem admitting they did. So
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
there was some sneaky stuff going on.
Very weird.
So Carly wants to know, is there any chance that Liz Cheney will work with the Democrats to become speaker?
No.
I feel no too.
No. Liz Cheney doesn't have a prayer right now. Tide may turn. Liz Cheney could end up being our first female president, honestly, or our second female president. I don't doubt Liz Cheney's what do I want to say? I don't know, her aura, I guess. She could do it. It's entirely possible. But speaker right now, her own people can't stand her. They're not going to put her in speaker.
Hey, listen, my friends that were out here told me that when her father was vice president, they lived in Wyoming or something, and there's some river that goes between Idaho and Wyoming or something. And a lot of people paid good money to go out and fish in a certain area. He would have helicopters, Secret Service everywhere to close down the river so nobody else could come out there while he was fly fishing. And people were complaining left and right, but he used his power to hurt other people. It's just, this is what I hate that. I hate that. I know the daughter loves him, but he was a horrible man, and he's still alive.
Is he?
He's Night of the Living Dead. He's got a fake heart, I think.
Oh, God, I thought he was dead.
So Donna, I don't think I've ever asked you about this, but Donna wants to know, will Trump actually try to get out of America to another country?
So I just read on this, and I limit my Trump readings because he's been very insidious.
I don't blame you. You keep going over it so much, you get exhausted.
Yeah, it's exhausting. His energy is very insidious towards my energy, which is why when those Trump channels that I did, you can see I'm crying, I'm freaking out, and I'm just going, okay, I can't touch this guy anymore because his energy
you're very, and you know, here's something, Kirsten, we could have just said that one video we did. This man is going to be in trouble with the IRS, the feds. He's going down, and leave it at that, and just wait for it to happen.
Yep, we so could have. But you know, people get freaked out too, and they're like, can you look at it again? Can you check again?
They just want to be assured. Yeah,
they do. They absolutely do. So I looked at this, and I think he's going. I don't think he might flee the country. It's very possible he takes an extended lifelong vacation in Dubai. Entirely possible. He's not going to prison. He is going to go relatively bankrupt. He does have hidden money, so you're going to see him living okay because there's hidden money. But the other thing is, he may actually make a deal to get pardoned or to get his sentence commuted.
Not while there's a Democratic president. Biden won't make any
not while there's a Democrat, but it's entirely possible he could go that route. When I was reading on him,
personally, for me, I don't see a pardon. I see his demise. I see him just blowing up, but he could think he's going to attempt to leave, but then that's admission of big time guilt. He's going to be so weak enough by the time all this ends, but I never saw him going to jail. But it may be some sort of military place or some sort of little housing that's being, you know, where he's in a lockup situation. But he's not going to a jail with bars and you got to eat with the regular people.
He's not going to be in jail with Suge Knight. You know, it's not happening.
Oh, could you
No,
imagine him going to jail? There would be bets on who could take him out.
oh my God. This man will escape it. Okay. He's going to get convicted. He'll escape it, whether it's by death, by running, or by arranging some kind of commuted sentence or a pardon. And here's the thing that gets me is that I find it very hard to believe that the United States government is going to convict and then imprison a former president, because it sets a bad precedent. And so I feel like,
well, it sets the
may be some-
precedence that you can't steal records and sell them to foreign agents.
Oh, yeah.
He was a first class criminal.
Such an idiot too. You know,
And
this
if you
man,
don't
he
do something,
all of it.
it's worse if you don't do something.
Oh, it is. But I really wonder if they're going to look at it and go, yeah, but if we put him in jail or we put him in a military prison, then, you know, it sets a bad, you know, we don't have the best people.
Well, people are still angry that Ford pardoned Nixon. They said it set a bad precedent. So what happens is people he'll expect to be pardoned. Something will happen to him. I'm not seeing a pardon, but you do, but that's cool. But I don't
know if it's a pardon. Yeah, I don't know if it's a pardon, but he escapes it. He escapes his conviction. Do you know what I mean? He escapes the jail time.
I couldn't help it. You neither. We just couldn't see him in jail. We never did. But I don't see him happily skipping along at all.
Oh, no. Same here. Same here. So I wonder, you know, even if he's pardoned or it's commuted, it's still, there's something, I can't figure it out, Linda. I can't figure it out, to be honest. I know he doesn't go to jail and I can't figure out what happens, but I know he escapes it somehow.
Yeah, he's so angry. He's got to bust a gadget sometime. He's angry right now that Jim Jordan didn't get put in his pick.
He's delusional. He's so he really thinks he still runs the world, and he doesn't.
And Mary, his niece, Mary Trump, said on her thing, yeah, this is more of a slap in the face to Trump than you think, because he really thought everybody would listen to him.
Yeah, and
he was over there telling Matt Gaetz what to do, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's not going to vote for Scalise because he's got cancer, blood cancer.
Was that true?
Yeah, he's got blood cancer.
Oh,
he has to go through chemo and radiation and stuff.
Oh, wow.
How about if people never vote for her because she looks like a cave woman?
She's a real piece of work. Was she the one in the theater? Was it her or Boebert? I get them mixed up. I always get the two.
Girl, Boebert was hysterical. Why couldn't Saturday Night Live be on with when Boebert did? Can you imagine that little gigs they would have had on that? It was so funny. I thought it was hysterical.
I couldn't believe it.
And then she still tries to act like her poop don't stink.
I know.
You know, walking around like, oh yes, well, this and that. But listen, I've been predicting this. I'm sure you have too. She's a loser. She's going to lose so bad it's not even funny.
Yeah. This whole little faction that we see, these Trumpists, you know, like Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're actually going down. Their own party does not like them. The hardcore Republican Party, you know, the Mitch McConnells and all of them, they want these people out. They're going down.
So let me ask you, will they actually be able to come up with some sort of budget?
I mean,
are they going to close down the government? I don't see Scalise wanting the government being closed down because he knows it looks bad for the Republicans.
He does know it looks bad. I think it feels to me like it's another tug of war. I don't think it's going to be an easy thing. I think it's going to be a difficult thing. I don't think they're going to shut the government down, but I think
maybe another extension or something.
Yeah, I think they're going to take it straight to the edge like they always do.
Oh, we got to say happy birthday to Corrine. She had a rough year with cancer and a bad hip, but today is her birthday, her 72nd birthday.
Birthday. I'm sending you lots of big juju.
Sending you big juju, sweetie. Oh, this is interesting. Thread of hope. Will this administration repeat the same mistakes and return to a protracted troop engagement in the Middle East because of the Hamas attacks?
I don't think so.
I don't see it either. I know Biden is like no boots on the ground. That's what I saw. They sent the ships, but I'm not feeling it.
No, I'm not either.
So, does the Trump children believe that their mother accidentally fell down those stairs?
Probably, yeah, actually.
Okay.
Actually,
I think she
they
was kind of
probably,
hitting the alcohol a little heavy. But
yeah,
she was
I
right
think
at
they
the
do.
closing that she didn't have to stay. She had a indie, what do you call it? An
Indian,
agreement
yeah,
not to
yeah,
talk, and it was just indie.
yeah. Interesting. He buries her on the golf
I
course.
get tired of everything's a conspiracy, but I
Yeah.
do feel it was a terrible, terrible accident. Killed her instantly.
Oh, absolutely, completely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, I didn't see JFK Jr. doing, not JFK,
Oh, RFK.
RFK Jr. getting anything, squat. Thank you. His family
No,
sent
no,
out a scathing review on him.
yeah, the family's been against him. I did this is wild. But I did Hugh Hefner, Bob Marley, Drunk Tarot matchup, which
Oh,
is
I gotta
very,
watch
very
that.
weird thing to put together. But and it wasn't as dark. Hugh Hefner stuff I thought was gonna be so dark, and it actually like it showed us a lot of Hugh Hefner, like his spirit. It was really wild. Anyway,
Wow, I
Bob
gotta watch
Marley,
it.
side note, side note, I did not know this. I did some research for this because I like to do a little research video before I go into the readings. Bob Marley was incredibly psychic, intensely psychic, predicted his own death. He said, I will die at 36. He was telling people this at 7 years old, that he was going to die
Oh
at the age
my
of 36.
God.
He had premonitions. He had premonitory dreams. He went to a man that cheated him once and said, you may make money off of me, but you're not going to live to enjoy it. And that man died within 6 months. I mean, this guy is so psychic. Everything I've been reading, even after I did the Drunk Chair, I started reading more Marley books. Incredibly psychic. I had no idea. So that was amazing. But interestingly enough, Bobby Kennedy sometimes comes through on my readings. I don't know why. I actually have a Bobby Kennedy. Look at this. You'll love this. You'll love this. Look at this.
Bobby came
I have
through
a
me.
Bobby Kennedy.
I have one of those. I love it. And his
Bobby
post.
Kennedy. So he came through and he said that his son had a bunch of entities on him.
I believe it.
Yeah, he said I love him. He's very confused. I love him. He's very confused. But he said there's entities around him. There's weird, funky energy around that guy.
A guy from Vanity Fair went to Martha's Vineyard to hang with him, and he said he wished he'd never done it because he was such an ugly person. He had the mindset of the Kennedys, and this guy who was short-tempered, accusatory. He said it was the most terrible experience I ever had.
Oh, that's awful.
And you know what?
It's
the Republicans that like him. He's not going to take any
Democratic
votes.
God, no.
But you know,
confused.
He was huge heroin and drugs and alcohol. He probably, while he was in that state, was able to get entities attached to him.
Yeah, picked up a bunch of crap. Yep.
Yeah. It's a shame because his dad was such a great person.
I know. If he had a really big, huge clearing, like if this man went to see a shaman, you'd probably see a complete personality turnaround, straight up. I mean, that he's just got such bad energy around him. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I heard that people will be around him and want to take a shower right after. Do you even think Trump will pick a running mate? I'm not seeing him say a running mate.
That's so funny. I don't see it either. And that's weird because he should. He's going to be the nominee. You know?
Oh, and last question. Yeah, you'll like this one. So what's her face? Carrie Lake. Whenever my camera gets fuzzy, I always say, oh, excuse my Carrie Lake lens. She's running for Senate. Will she win?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't listen. I got some good news. So those friends of mine that were up here, they lived in, Trump country. And they said, yeah. Linda, I got to tell you, they had neighbors that wouldn't even talk to them. The neighbors are being nice now. The signs are coming down. I've had a lot of people write me. My brother called me. He was a strict Trumpster. He's like, I'm done with him. A lot of people are starting to lighten up about the Trump thing.
Yeah. Well, what is it? 93 93 felony counts will do that for you sometimes.
Well, I think you just kept getting bad news and everything is a conspiracy and everything is, it's a Democratic judge or it's this, and the people testifying against him are Republicans.
Yeah.
It's not even Democrats. So there's no conspiracy, but everything. So yeah, I always go, lunch. He's done. He's done.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Can you believe that like 50 minutes went by?
It just flew by.
It just
That absolutely flew by.
And isn't today a beautiful day?
I know. I'm actually, this is my last thing to do for the day, and then I get to go relax, which is nice, which is really nice because I need
Is it? Yeah, I gotta get my nails done. Okay,
I
so I'm
wanna
gonna
let
see you
people
next
know-
Saturday.
Oh, who?
Rachel Maddow.
Oh,
My sister
her.
got front row seats and San Francisco at her speaking event.
Sing.
So I'll check it
That's
out, see what the crowd has to say.
Yes. So if people want to find me, you can find me. I'm on YouTube, Kirsten Langston, Third Eye Champagne Psychic. I am live the first and last Thursdays of every month. All the middle Thursdays belong to members and patrons. I do have a Patreon, Kirsten Langston. I do have a membership website, thirdeyechampagne.com, where you get videos by me, videos by other people, blogs, recipes. There's a tarot dictionary, an omen dictionary, a numerology dictionary. There's a forum where everybody can go and chat. It's $11 a month. It's super cheap. And I am also open for readings after. A lot of you may or may not know. I do want to say before I go also, Linda was instrumental in my healing. And when I landed in the hospital, I don't even remember texting you, or you texted me, I think, because you saw something on social media. It's all fuzzy now.
And I saw what you look like. I thought for sure you were going to die. I can tell you.
I know you did. Yeah, you can tell me now. I know you did. Well, it's so funny because all the doctors thought I was going to die. I was the only one that was like, I'm fine. I'm in the
And
hospital,
being the compassionate
dying of sepsis. Yeah, dying of sepsis, and I'm asking these people to like send me up a steak. I mean, literally, that's the only reason they were they were going to do emergency surgery, remove my intestines, remove my colon, leave me with a colostomy bag for the rest of my life. And the only reason they didn't do it is because my diva ass was up in the hospital going, I'm really hungry, and I just bring me a steak and a baked potato. And they're like, ma'am, like they're going, we can't feed you. And I'm like demanding to be fed. I'm reading books. I'm walking around the hospital. They don't know how it's happening. I didn't know. It was a miracle. It was an absolute miracle.
I'll tell you guys, if you go back in time, when was this? What month was this?
This was December, and then I think I posted a video from my bed in late December and said,
look how beautiful she looked, like a straight up skeleton.
It was awful. It was crazy.
It was so, and then all I could think of is she needs money. How's she going to make the money? Because I know you're dependent upon your, abilities to do your readings and stuff. So yeah. God, the people were so generous.
And that's why I wanted to say, just you having my back. Don't cry, Kirsten, don't cry. You having my back was.
Yeah, but I feel guilty because I don't check in with you enough, You were going through all
that's
this.
Just our thing, Linda. I feel like that's just our thing. We sort of come together. We do a bunch of stuff, and then we disappear for about 6 months, 8 months, and then we come back together. That's just our thing. That's how we do.
That's the kind of friend I am too. I mean, I'm not one of those friends that can be with somebody all the time. I'm not that way.
Yeah.
I'm the type, they say, there's friends that you can be away and you get together and you talk like you just were together yesterday.
And that's how we are. That's absolutely how we are. I just want to say thank you. I just
want to tell you, I'm sorry that I told you to get your F and A out of bed. I'm so sorry. Kirsten, get your F and A out of bed. You look like death's warmed over. I don't show mercy. You're so funny too. Here you are at death's door. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm fine.
Man, the one thing I know I'm in trouble if I lose my appetite. All right. If I lost my appetite in that hospital, I'm like, I'm a goner. There with this abscess out to here, looking like I'm 6 months pregnant, not knowing they think I'm dying. And I'm going, no, really, just send up the steak. Like I would just send me up a hamburger.
So funny.
So
That
anyway,
is
I just
so
want to say
funny.
thank you. I just want to say thank you for
Oh,
everything,
you're
for your
so
support.
welcome. And you
And
just
for-
told me before we started taping that you're starting to get your energy back finally.
I'm starting finally. It's been such a long road. It's been crazy. I had really high expectations of myself. And so when I wasn't like right away better and able to do readings right away, it was kind of like, Kirsten, you're failing. So I didn't realize it was going to be such a long road. I really
Yeah.
thought it was going to be like, okay, and once I finish taking my antibiotics, I'll be fine. Yeah, I
Right.
just wasn't
Oh, and
thinking
those
straight. So
antibiotics, like they gave me post-surgery just a week or so
Mhm.
ago. Those kick your butt too.
They do. They do. I had seven different bacterial infections that were septic.
Oh my
Seven.
God.
Yes. So I was on, I think, 6 different antibiotics. And then after I got home from the hospital, they added one. They called me and they're like, we found a new one. Like I get this phone call, it's like 2 days till Christmas. And they're like, we found another infection. And I'm like, you're still testing for those? So more antibiotics. So it was like 6 different antibiotics. It was crazy. I still can't believe it. I can't, but my guides told me years ago, they said, you're going to have a chance to leave and you won't take it.
Whoa.
They told me that I was going to have a chance
Oh
to leave
my
and I wouldn't
God.
take it. So but I just thought I had the food poisoning. I didn't. And it's funny because, the minute it got bad, my psychic abilities completely shut down.
Isn't that
Completely.
How long did it take before they came back up?
Probably because Linda, you guys may or may not know this, but Linda and we walk around the world and we just get hits. Like I remember Linda would call me and be like, girlfriend, I just saw this thing. I just saw it, girlfriend. So like we just walk around and we get random hits. And it stopped. In the hospital, it stopped. I couldn't read my doctors. I had a very bad surgeon who was trying to kill me basically, and I couldn't read it psychically. It probably came back. I started to get little hits about things in about
March, okay.
right around March, and it started to come back. And now I remember, you saying after you had your own near-death experience where you overcame cancer and your abilities just went through the roof after
Plummeted,
that.
yeah.
I'm having the same
plummeted.
thing.
It went up, sorry. Plummeted is
Yeah,
going.
crested. Yeah. No, I'm having the same thing where it's like, whoa, I'm getting, it's so much stronger.
Can I
It's
tell
so much
you,
stronger.
you are glowing, girlfriend.
Thank you.
You are
Thank you.
glowing.
It's been such a road. It's been such a road.
Considering what you went through, and if you guys just look back at her videos, look at her now, my God, you're glowing.
It's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle. It's also Botox.
That's it. That's it. It's Botox. That's it, you guys. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
But
Linda,
how's
thank
your
you so
stomach?
much.
Can you still eat? Can you still eat?
I still eat. The day after I got out of the hospital, I walked into my kitchen and I made myself an entire roast chicken dinner.
Oh, girl, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, can you believe it? I straight up did. Yeah. No, my stomach, I was on a very strict diet for a really long time. They didn't want me eating a lot of crap. I get it. I'm still in the middle of doing diagnostic tests. So I just had an ultrasound. They had found an extremely large cyst, very large cyst on my right ovary. And so you're going to love this. So, Debbie, I don't know if you guys know Debbie, but Debbie, Loshbow is a healer that reached out to me after I was in the hospital and said, I will work for you for free. Like I want to help you heal. I was called to do it.
Sweet.
I know she's amazing. So she's been working on me. Reiki Dave, my Reiki guy, has been working on me. And I've been doing castor packs. And that cyst is gone.
Oh my
They
God,
thought they
I
were going to
love
have
it.
to do surgery to take it out. They were like, it's huge. It was something like 7 centimeters, 6 or 7, like it was huge. And they found it a few months ago and they said, we're at, and I said, give me 3 months and we'll see what we can do. And so Reiki Dave and Debbie have been working on it. And then I was doing castor packs pretty much every night, half hour every night. And it's completely gone.
Isn't that amazing? Miracle, you guys. The power of knowing.
I'm telling you, I have a couple more tests I have to do just to make sure everything's okay. I mean, they've been looking for cancer. They want to keep looking for more cancer. There's no cancer. I mean, there's not. Linda would have told me by now. She'd been like, girlfriend, you
I
got
said, you're gonna die, girl, and it's gonna be cancer.
But yeah, I'm doing really well. I can't work out yet.
That's
That
okay.
bothers me. I can walk the dog a lot, so you get a lot of dog walking stuff on my social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
That
nice.
counts the most, is walking the dog. Dogs
tell you
love
what.
to be walked.
Our puppies.
I can't
Our
do it right
babies.
now because they'll pull me, and I can't have anything
Oh
pull.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you came through that surgery like a champ too.
I can't believe it. I woke up and that was it. I was wide awake.
I
I'm
know.
like you. What's for supper? I was
Yeah,
wide awake, and
miracle.
I kept
It's
thinking I probably
absolutely
need pain medicine. They offered me narcotics, and I told the doctor, you know, I remember having the double mastectomy and I didn't have any pain. So I said, you know, I don't think I'm going to need pain med. He said, okay. He said, take Tylenol or whatever when you get home. And so I had everything at the house, and I kept waiting. I never had any pain.
Linda, that's amazing.
Hey, when I had the total hysterectomy at age 49, total, everything out, that's when my husband left me. And I was, of course, in a bit of a trauma state, but I never had any pain. And I never went through the change. I never had hot flashes or any of that.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So I'm sure these guys are real interested in all our details. We'll do
Oh,
Linda,
they
Kirsten.
probably are.
We'll do Linda and Kirsten's method of healing later.
Right? That would actually be really fun. That would actually be super fun.
So now I want to be
Oh,
on your
girlfriend.
show. Invite me.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
I'll get you up on the show. I will get you on
Okay.
the show. I know people want us to go back to that Portuguese hall too. I get so many requests for you and I to go back there.
I know, but
So many requests.
let me know. We'll talk about it later.
I'll let you know.
You just tell me.
It's so cool. All right, Miss Lady. All right. Thank you. Thank you so
Bye,
much. Thank you,
everyone.
everybody, for
Love you
watching.
all.